Hi everyone, welcome back to Business Studies class. Last class we have seen the staffing process. Now we have a topic like staffing as a part of human resource management. So we have understood what is staffing and what is the process of staffing, right? So many experts, management scholars define that staffing is a part of human resource management. When you hear a word called human resource, that is nothing but the manpower in the organization. Okay, the manpower in the sense the employees of the organization, and the management, you know what is management? Making people work towards the organization, right? So when I say planning, all the functions like planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, everything will involve with regard to what? The personals of the organization, that is the employees of the organization. When you plan something towards the employees, it is called your HRM. When you start directing your employees, how to direct, and if you want to try to give them training and all, so all these comes under your HR management. Okay, so the management scholars defines that staffing is a part of human resource management, because human resource management of an organization will be concerned about employees of the organization. Similarly, even your staffing, almost all the functions of staffing or all the process what we have seen in the staffing are concerned about whom? The employees of the organization. Hence we say staffing is a part of human resource management. Here you can have some explanation like this. Human resource management is a wider term as compared to staffing. See, apart from what all the staffing process has, apart from that there are many more things about the employees which will be taken care by the human resource management or HRD we say, that is human resource department of an organization. Hence we say human resource management is a wider term when you compare with the staffing. Okay, it includes, HRM includes staffing, record keeping, personal policy formulation, conducting personal research, providing expert services. So when we see staffing, it is only finding out how many number of employees are there and how to recruit the extra employees what we need, then how to make selection, then how to recruit them and how to give training. All these things are involved in your staffing. But HRM is not only staffing, it also includes record keeping. Okay, the employees record keeping and personal policy formulations, that is organization, you know what is policy is. Okay, so it's a type of plan we have seen. Okay, so these policies concerned to the employees of the organization has to be formulated, that is how an organization should treat with the employees, what benefits they want to give. So those are the policies, personal policies of the organization. So such policies will be formulated, that is that such policies will be developed by HR department, it is not by staffing. Okay, so staffing is a small part, but your HR is a wider term. Staffing is a part of HRM we say. Okay, not only that, it even conducts personal research in order to find out the potentials of the employees and even attitude of the employees. Even research will be conducted and even providing expert services like that. Hence we say staffing is a part of human resource management. So apart from the activities what we have seen here, you can see the list of activities taken up by the HR management, that is human resource management. In staffing we have seen very little, but in HR management we can see some more points like recruitment, search for qualified employees, this is what your staffing does. Then analyzing jobs and collecting information about jobs to prepare job descriptions, this is also done by the staffing. Then developing compensation and incentive plans, so this will be done by whom? The HR people. See, incentive plans or compensation what to be paid to the employees, even that activity can be done by the staffing function, but it might be in small quantity. But when I say HR management, it tries to develop even policies regarding that pay. Okay, then training and development employees for effective performance and career growth. Even we have seen in training staffing also. Maintaining labor relationships and union management relationships. You can see this. So this point we didn't add, we didn't see in our staffing. So HRM is a wider term, even apart from all those things what staffing function has. Apart from that, it also tries to maintain labor relationships and union management relationships. Then providing for social security and welfare of employees. This also you can just highlight. Then defending the company in lawsuits and avoiding legal complications. So whenever the company is into legal complication, it is the HR department of the organization which will come in front of the people and fight for the company. So these things you can just note it down. So it can be asked for 2 marks or 4 marks. Okay, what are the duties or what are the responsibilities taken by HR management? So these things you can write. Apart from staffing, what all we have seen, the HR management is a wider term because it has the scope of HR management is vast in an organization. Hence scholars define that staffing is a part, that is staffing is a small part in a HR management function, or it can be even department. When you visit any industry, you can see there will be a separate department called HR department, and this staffing will be done by whom? The HR department. Alright. Now we'll see how this human resource management has evolved, how it has been started, from where it is. So it is not just it has not taken birth just like that. So it has changed from different phrases. First it was something else. Later on, when the days passed out, when the importance of employees were understood by the employer, then the phase of human resource management has been changed. Then thus we say it is an evolution of HR. Okay. So you can see by seeing this picture, you can just have a understanding how it has come into existence. So in 19th century, that is end of 18th and starting of 19th century, there was an industrial revolution. That is, many has come out in order to start industrialization, and our country, that is Indian government, believed that in order to raise the standard of living of the people, in order to give more employment opportunity, in order to move towards a developed nation, industrialization is very essential. They have identified that and they have come out with more industries, okay, in different sectors of our country. At that time, the employees, there were some people who will be looking after employees' welfare. That is, if company always tries to gain more and more, many times the employees are not at all benefited. The one who has invested will benefit. The employee is not getting higher salaries or higher status or higher standard of living. So there were officers like employee welfare. So those people used to concentrate on the employees welfare, that is the interest of employee. They used to see what is the profit of the organization, how much they are giving to the employee. In this way, the employee welfare officers used to work for the employees of the organization. When companies have raised like anything, when industrialization has happened, many opportunities were given to the people, means employment was taken place. There is a huge need for employment and employment opportunity was given, but there was no good treatment to the employees. Okay, so at that time, these employment welfare officers used to look after the employees' interests. They used to fight for the rights of the employee. Then in 1920 to 1930, the term has been changed to personal administration. So slowly the organization identified the importance of employee. So these employee welfare officers made the owners to understand that employees are not just mere missionaries. If they are satisfied, if they are able to work with satisfaction, their efficiency increases. Hence, they try to understand the owners, they try to convince the owners or the industrialists that if you pay a good salary, if you give a good treatment, if you give them a good working environment, their efficiency increases. If their efficiency increases, nothing but they work more for the company and company will surely be in the profit. In that way, they started convincing, and because of that, so many strikes, many things happened. in past. At last, the industrialists, the owners, understood the importance of human resource. From that time, they started identifying human resource as one of the asset of the organization. So the term also they changed: personal administration, like whom to appoint, when to appoint, what benefits has to be given. So all these started managing. So they have appointed some people for that purpose only, in order to appoint people, in order to give good treatment to the people, in order to know their needs and all, to check their efficiency. In that way, professional administration has been started. To be frank, administration is a wider term than the management. Here we can say management is a part of administration again. Okay, so then it has changed its face to personal management. From personal administration, it has changed its face to the personal management. So there they have started managing the people. They started to increase efficiency of the people by boosting or by motivating the people. Then next stage is personal, that is human resource management. So the word personal is changed with the term called human resource management. Later on it is just human resource management, and now we say it is strategic human resource management. Because you know what is strategy is. Strategy is again a type of plan. So now human beings are treated in a strategic way. That is, we have more competition. In order to sustain the competition, you have to treat your employees in such a way that they are not missed out from your hands. So if you give them right benefits, if you give them right salaries, right compensation, everything, and if you give them good working condition, absolutely they are not ready to leave your organization. Is it right? So now a particular department in the organization has been set up in order to look after the employees. So nice to hear that, because we as a human being, when we work to an organization, we have a particular department who cares for us. Okay, so in such a way it has been the HR management, the concept of HR management has been evolved. So these 2 points, these two concepts, like staffing is a part of human resource management, and how this has been, how your HRM has been evolved. These 2 points are very important for the understanding purpose. Okay, if you are a scorer, if you want to score out of 4, please concentrate on these topics too. Okay, in notes and textbook you have detailed information about that. So what I have explained will help you to understand your explanation in a better way. Okay, now we'll start with the recruitment, concept of recruitment. See, when you have seen staffing process, there we have seen first step as manpower planning, and second one is recruitment. There we have studied only the meaning and definition of recruitment, and if you remember, even we have seen the sources of recruitment. But here we are going to study in deep about the sources of recruitment. The meaning and definition remains same. Okay, and apart from that, here we'll be learning the sources of recruitment. Okay, so what is this recruitment? Recruitment is nothing but identifying and stimulating the people to apply for the job. How you will identify? Through giving an advertisement. And how you will attract, how you stimulate? When you give advertisement, you will write, you will inform the job seeker all about your organization, and you start explaining them what compensation you are willing to give them. So by seeing all this information, the job seekers will apply for the job. This is what recruitment, right? So we have seen meaning and definition in the staffing process. Apart from that, here we have to study the sources of recruitment. How you start recruiting the people? Recruiting in the sense, first giving advertisement so that people, you'll identify the people and they will get stimulated. Okay, so what are the sources of recruitment? The sources of recruitment are of 2 types, that is internal source and external source, right? So when I say what is this internal source of recruitment, when job vacancies, say through manpower planning, you have identified who are overburdened, who are underburdened. What is the number of employees you have, and what is the number of employees you want to acquire, that is you want to employ. That number is there with you. For example, I have 100 employees, but I need 20 employees more. Okay, this 20 is the number of employees you want to recruit. So now your decision, your thinking is whether 20 employees I have to recruit from internal source or from external source. What is this internal and external source? You please concentrate here. If an organization fills its job vacancies, that is 20 number. As an example, if you want to fill that 20 posts in your organization, it can be filled from within the organization or it can be filled from the outside the organization. Within the organization, in the sense, already you have 100 employees, so you need 20 more. So what you can do is, among the 100, you can select some 20 for your required post, and later on that 100 has to be made. Now it has become 80 and 20, right? So that 80 can be made from the external source. It is like that. So how your internal source, you can see the explanation here. Job vacancies are filled from within the organization, then we call it as internal source. See, for example, you need some people to the post of general manager. So what you will do, you will apprise your managers. Okay, already you have managers, 10 managers you have. Now you need one general manager upon them. So what you start doing is, you start appraising their performance, that is evaluating 10 managers performance, and among the 10 you select one and you make him as a general manager. So you are recruiting a person for the general manager post from the managers whom you have already there in the organization. Is it clear? So that is what called internal source. So how it can be done? It can be done through transfers or promotion. So when a particular manager is taken to the place of general manager, we call that process as promotion. This we have seen. What is promotion? Promotion is a improvement, a shift from one job to the higher job, where your status, where your salary, where your responsibility increases. So when you start recruiting, when you start taking people from the available sources, we call that process as internal source. So in internal source you have two types, that is transfers and promotions. So what is external source? Is just opposite to your internal source. When you have requirement, and that requirement, for example, same 100 employees you have and 20 more you need. So what you can do, all the 20 you can hire from the outside, just like giving advertisement and stimulate them. So many people will apply for the job, and you go with the selection procedure, and then you get the employees for your organization. That is what given here. Job vacancies are filled from the sources outside the organization. So in such a case we call it as external source or external recruitment. So the sources of recruitment of two types, that is internal source and external source. This can be asked for 2 marks. So examples for internal source, that is you can write transfer and promotion. For external you can write many we have that we'll be seeing. Just for example, you can write like this: direct recruitment, casual callers and advertisement. Okay, this is your sources of recruitment chart, which can be asked for 5 marks. Section D, there you have practical oriented questions. There this might be asked, that is the sources of recruitment. So as I said, the sources are of 2, that is internal source and external source. In internal source you have transfer and promotion. What is this internal source? If you want an employee and if you decide to take from within the organization, that is internal source. If you have a requirement and if you want to take them from outside, the freshers in the sense they are freshers to you, it does not mean they are not experienced. Okay, they are new to your organization. So that in such a case we call it as an external source. So in internal source we have transfers and promotion. In external source we have too many, just you can list it out, like recruitment at factory gate, this is called direct recruitment. Okay, recruitment at factory gate is also known as direct recruitment. Okay, then casual callers, advertisement, employment agencies, management consultants, education institutions, recommendations, labor contracts and telecasting. Okay, all these comes under your external source. Through all these you are going to advertise, and you make people to know about your requirement, and through advertisement, giving all the details about the organization compensation, you are stimulating them to apply for the job. So this is what the chart you have to remember and you have to practice, because it can be asked for 5 marks. As I said, we have seen the meaning of internal source, and in internal source we have already learnt about promotion. If you remember, promotion we have seen in the staffing process we have seen what is promotion and what is demotion also, right? So the left out thing is transfer, the same meaning you can add here, nothing else. Okay, then the left out source, in our internal source of recruitment is transfer. Let us understand what is this transfer is. In general, a transfer is a change in job assignment. It does not imply any promotion or demotion, any change in the status or responsibility of the employee. So we know what is promotion and demotion. If you are promoted, your responsibility, your status, your income increases. If it is a demotion, your responsibility, your status, your salary will decrease. But when I say transfer, there is no such implication. Nothing change. You are shifted from one job to another where you don't have any implication of monetary or non-monetary benefits. That is simple transfer. In that way also you can fill your requirement. So Edwin B. Flippo says transfer is an exchange in job where the new job is substantially equal to the old in terms of pay, status and responsibility. So simple definition. So transfer is a change in job, that's it, but you don't have any change in your status, in your responsibility, whatever it may be. See, like I am a manager of one department, now I am transferred to another department just as a manager itself. So then what happens? My job has been changed, the work what I have to carry on has been changed, but that does not have any effect on my status, salary or whatever it may be, like monetary or non-monetary benefits. I don't have any change in that. Only the working what I do, the work what I carry on will change. In such case we term it as an transfer. So when you have requirement of two people, so what you can do, you can, if you see someone is underburdened there, so you can just make him transfer to the such a particular place. Underburdened in the sense you are working less than the ability. You have the ability of working, but there is actually no need, so you are in such a department because you are underburdened. How did I come across underburden topic? When I have gone with manpower planning, that is estimating the manpower requirement, I have seen some are overburdened and some are underburdened. So in order to give relief to the overburdened people, I'll identify underburdened people and I'll transfer them to the another position, another post. So he will be given sufficient work. There the burden of the employee will be equalized, that is according to your efficiency the work will be taken by the organization. Okay, so this is what about transfer. And in general, why the transfers will happen, this can ask you for 2 marks. You can just write, if you remember some 3 points, that will be helpful. Why transfers happen in the organization? It is one of the source of internal recruitment, but actually why transfers happen? So it is because variation in the volume of work. That is what overburden and underburden we say. If you are overburdened, in order to relieve your burden, and that some part overburden work will be given to someone else through the transfer. Then providing training to the employees. For example, I feel my employee should be good in different types of work, then I'll use transfer as a training. So for example, I might be good in business studies, so my organization feels that even I should be good in statistics, so they may change me to that subject. It is done on rotation basis. Okay, in that way the things are done, so that I will be good in business studies and also I can handle statistics also. So in organization such things will be done, even that will be called as job or rotation. As a training, transfers will take place. Then rectification of poor placement. Somewhat placement in the sense allotting a person a position in the organization. So if in the staffing process, if a wrong person is appointed to the right position or a right person is appointed to the wrong position, in order to rectify, in order to correct that wrong placement, we go with the organizations will go with the transfer. And satisfying personal needs of employees. As we have seen career planning, to satisfy employees, like I might be interested in one department, but when I have joined the organization, I don't have any vacancies in that particular department. So just to get a job in the organization, I just joined a particular job in an organization. But later on, through performance appraisal, through career planning, the organization identified that I am actually interested in that particular department. Then I may get with the concern of the organization, I can get transferred to another department. That is in order to satisfy the personal needs of the employees. And then meeting mutual needs of the employees. So 2 employees are there, one has to come down to other department, and the person who is there in that department has to move to that department. So because of the mutual needs of the employees, even transfer takes place, mutual, both agrees. A want to come to the B place and B want to go to the A place. So because of the mutual understanding of the employee and with the consent of the organization, the transfers takes place. And sometime in order to meet the organizational needs, see, there might be some branch of your organization where there is a need of good person, efficient person, because that is a need of an organization. In order to meet the organization need, a particular person, employee will be transferred from one place to another. The next solution to poor performance, that and avoiding fatigue and monotony and giving punishment for negligence. All these you can see just like a punishment. Okay, like punishment transfers, we say, that is, you have done something wrong there, so what they want to shift, they want to punish you by shifting your place of working. Then next, rectification of poor personal relationships. If you don't have good relationship with your co-workers also, the transfer will be used as a measure to rectify your errors. And lastly, providing convenience to the employees, same like in order to meet the personal needs of employees. So all these we can say the reasons for transfer. If you are able to remember some 3 or 4, that is enough, because maximum it can be asked for 2 marks. Okay, so we have seen I hope we have done almost 3 topics in this class, because the first 2 topics were very small. Okay, like staffing is a part of human resource management and evolution of HR. So those who want to score out of 4, please concentrate on all those topics. Apart from that, the most important thing is recruitment sources. So in this class, I hope you got what is this recruitment, sources of recruitment, you have internal and external, what is the meaning of that, and I hope we have covered transfer as one of the internal source, and somehow we have already seen what is promotion and demotion also. So in next class, we'll be going with the merits and demerits of internal source, and we'll be looking after external sources also. Okay, so go with the notes and textbook also. So don't forget to read the textbook whenever you have time. Kindly open the textbook and try to underline the important things, because when you have more topics, because of this situation, topics were reduced, hence it is very essential for the scorers to go in depth with the chapter. Hope you do so. Till we meet in our next class, take care, bye bye.